Hi everyone, I'm Ali Barlow. I am your host this evening. I am so excited for tonight's live stream. It is going to be so special. We are talking about our upcoming theatrical release, The King of Kings. If you didn't already know, tickets are on sale now for The King of Kings. You can get it by scanning the QR code on the screen or by going to angel.com/King of Kings. You can get tickets today, and the film comes out on April 11th. I'm so excited for everyone to see this one. It is so, so good. With that being said, we have a powerful show for you tonight. We are going to be joined by the family of the late Jane Marcheski, who's known professionally by her stage name Nightbirde. Having previously released 2 EPs and several singles, Nightbirde auditioned on America's Got Talent in 2021, where she received a golden buzzard from Simon Cowell for her original song, It's Okay. In that same year, she charted multiple times across Billboard's emerging artist lists and iTunes. During that time, she was also battling cancer that returned after 2 periods of remission. Undeterred, though, she kept up with the treatments while maintaining a radical level of hope and continued to unleash her creativity in her writing and her painting. Despite that, her unwavering positivity and an incredible effort to heal, the world lost one of its most promising young voices when Jane passed away in February of 2022 at the age of 31. That being said, Nightbirde solidified a legacy of hope and faith throughout her music and throughout her life. One of her most powerful tracks is called Fly, and it was selected to accompany the King of Kings trailer because of that powerful impact that it has had with audiences from all walks of life. We are so excited to share that trailer with you all later in this live stream. But like I said, we are honored to have Nightbirde's family here this evening. One of the many ways that they're honoring her legacy is through a foundation that was started in Jane's honor. It's called the Nightbirde Foundation, and its mission is to support young women who are fighting breast cancer. We'll discuss that foundation a little bit later in the show, but if you'd like to bookmark that now to check out later, you can. Just go to nightbirdefoundation.org. So now I would love to introduce you to our wonderful guests. But before I do that, I think it would be incredible to share with you Nightbirde's official music video for Fly, the song that we've used in the trailer for King of Kings. I think that you will love it, and it'll help you get to know Jane a little bit better. So let's enjoy that before we bring on our guests.
I can't believe that this is really happening to me.
Stop right there. Don't you take another minute. I don't care. You wasted all your words on nothing. I am done with you and all your cynicism, suffocating realism, trying to keep me tied to the ground. I'm not in the dark, but I'm not sure if I've gone far enough from the voices that tell me that I'm not made for love. You're the only one who knows that I'm so curious. If you're with me, then I know that I will.
I would love to know what you guys thought of that music video. And have you heard of Nightbirde? Tell me everything in the comments. I'm so excited for you to see the the full The King of Kings trailer later in this live stream that's accompanied by Jane's song Fly. It is beautiful. It's just the perfect combination, and I can't wait for you to see it. So stick around for that. But now let's go ahead and welcome our very special guests. We have Mitch Jr. and Caitlin. Hi, you guys.
Hey, good to be
Hi.
here.
Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
Great.
Yeah.
Sun shining. We're
Good.
here.
Today we're really
Yeah,
happy to be here
yeah.
with you
We're
today.
we're so excited to be a
Yeah.
part of this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we are so grateful you were willing to join us today. This song is so special. We really wanted, I mean, it's really the emotional backbone of this trailer, this piece that's coming out. And I mean, her story was so incredible as well. And, she captured the hearts of so many through America's Got Talent, where she, shared her story there that she was performing and battling terminal cancer. And then she just continued to share her story with such grace and that unwavering faith. And so I think that combined, like her story combined with just the song and what it is, I think it aligns really, really well with the message of the film. So we're so honored to have it as part of this film, and I appreciate you being willing to join today and join and kind of help keep her legacy alive. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, would you guys be willing to just kind of introduce yourselves a little bit further to our audience at home? And yeah, let's start with that. Just have you introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
For sure. Caitlin, why don't you go?
Okay. Yeah, I'm Caitlin. I'm Jane's younger sister, and I'm really excited to be a part of this today. And I'm very excited and honored that Jane, my sister's story, is something that can speak to not only us as her family, but to so many other people. And even, after time has passed, after she has died, her story is still going on. And so that's really exciting for me. And I'm really glad that we're able to be a part of this.
So my name is Mitch Marcheski Jr., and I'm the CEO of the Nightbirde Foundation. It's a 501c3 that we set up after Jane passed away to continue to take her legacy forward and to bless a lot of other women with it. We desire to help bring hope and to bring healing to women in their darkest times, particularly those with breast cancer. And so our partnership here with you today is a really great opportunity for us, not only to be able to spread the message of the good news through the King of Kings, but also being able to use this partnership to help a lot of women walk through their journey and be strengthened, not only by Jane's story, but by Christ as well.
Thank you for sharing that. So I would love to know, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, I think, but um, knowing that this is a film about Christ and knowing obviously the song Fly, what do you think made this the right fit for a film about Jesus?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So when I think about the song Fly and I think about obviously the film and the story about Jesus, there's the song itself really encapsulates the idea of no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what your disappointments are, no matter what your difficulties are, like if you have Christ, you're able to rise above it. You're able to fly above the disappointments, the difficulties, all of the depressing things that can bring us down. Being able to really grab a hold of Jesus as our hope, as our anchor, as the thing that elevates us, is really an amazing thing. And it's not only in line with what, Jane is and was, but it's in line with just the way that we want to continue to live our lives as followers of him, ultimately. So when I think about Fly, when I think about that song
Yeah.
paired with the story of Jesus, I really think that no matter what we're walking through, our circumstances, our decisions, the people that are maybe dragging us down, the things that are depressing us, being able to grab a hold of the hope that we find in Jesus, through his life, through his death, through his glorious resurrection. Those things are ultimately what elevate us at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so that's where I think this is the perfect fit.
Oh, that was beautiful. Caitlin, what do you hope that people feel when they watch this?
Let me not be taking a
Oh.
drink while you're talking. I was like, all right, whatever. I keep on forgetting we're on this. Like, this is the thing. I was like,
okay.
You're about ready to say something awesome, and I'm going to be glugging.
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, ask it again.
Yes. And I recognize, like, you haven't seen the new trailer yet. So this is kind of like
Yeah.
just knowing what the film is and what the song is, answer the best way you can.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about it more later.
Sweet.
Okay. So Caitlin, what do you hope that people will feel when they watch it?
Ultimately, and I believe that this should be every believer's desire. But I really hope that people are able to grasp onto the fact that it's really Jesus' love that carries us through every situation. And the knowledge and understanding that something good is coming. And even though we might be walking through the most difficult, most painful struggle or trial of our lives, when we have Jesus and when we know the story of what he did for us and why he did what he did, all of those other things that we walk through will fade away with the hope and the knowledge that we're going to be with him in the end. And that's what I hope that people can grasp through Jane's story and also through King of Kings, and that the film presents that really, really well.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you have any personal stories with Jane and that just give, examples of her unwavering faith despite her journey with cancer?
You want to go?
Some personal stories. I think what Jane was able to do, and this was really amazing, is that even when she was really sick, she could have been feeling awful, she still really found something to laugh about.
Yeah.
And something, in a way to have fun. She always wanted to find something to laugh about or to smile about or to have fun. And I think that in and of itself is it's a really great example of how the Lord and how the hope of Jesus can help get us through difficult times. Because, our attitudes change a lot about our situations, and the way that we react to the things happening around us change a lot. And Jane she had this ability to be able to have fun and to laugh and to find joy in little things, even if she was in pain or if she was really, really sad that day. And I think that's a really beautiful thing that the love of Jesus can do and the hope of Jesus can do. And, that does not negate the pain that we walk through. You can have both. Something that Jane talked about a lot was the duality of emotions that we walk through. You can have pain and you can walk through struggles and also have hope and also have joy and peace. Like, you can have both things at the same time. And that's kind of the beauty of walking with Jesus.
Yeah, I totally agree. No, I think the way that Jane was able to sort of, I don't want to say balance as much as she was able to allow two things to be true at one time within her life. She was able to say, Lord, I don't understand why this is happening to me. Why did you put this dream in my heart to be a singer and then give me cancer that's in my lungs? Like, why do I have to walk through the difficulty of relationships breaking down and having to have cancer at such a young age and all of those things, while also at the same time being able to cling so tightly to the hope that she had in Christ? I think what Jane did that was so helpful, I think, for the believer, is that she was able to embody what the Psalms talk about a lot of, my God, why have you forsaken me? But yet I will praise you until I die. Like
Oh,
there's those two things exist at the same time. And
yeah.
I think being able to have the ability to fully feel the sorrow of our situation while still fully feeling the hope of eternity, at the same time.
Yeah.
And you see that when you watch the audition on America's Got Talent,
Yeah.
the reason she's able to walk onto a stage with stage 4 breast cancer is because her hope was beyond that moment. Like her hope was beyond
Wow.
this world. And so what that does is it frees her up to be the woman that the Lord created her to be. And I think that that's the lesson that we can all learn, is that when we have a hope that transcends ourselves, when our hope is
Hmm.
beyond our circumstances, our successes, our failures, how we're feeling, how we're doing, whether or not things are going the way that we want them to, when our hope is detached from those things, it frees us up to actually live well in those moments.
Hmm.
And and I think that's something that Jane really embodied well.
Yeah.
She wasn't always happy and she wasn't always sad. Like she was honest. And I think that honesty, not only about the situation, but about the hope that she has in Jesus, I think is a really freeing thing for us to walk in as well. So I think that's something that's been helpful for us to see.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously didn't have a personal connection with her, but from someone on the outside, I guess, just seeing her online and seeing her music video and things, you really feel that from her. She was a really, really great example of, you can feel the authenticity of
Hmm.
her allowing kind of both things to exist. And also, she's such a light. Like watching that music video, I'm like, you can't help but smile. Like the
Mhm.
smile's contagious, and I think it's more than just what's on the face, that you can feel the joy through her. So I don't know. I think that's really special that, you know, that's able to be shared, and that you guys are continuing to kind of help that live on, through the foundation and things. I'd love to have you guys share a little bit about the foundation and kind of what you guys are working on, if you don't mind. I think that'd be
Yeah, definitely.
awesome to share here.
For sure. Yeah. So the Nightbirde Foundation, like we talked about before, it's a 501(c)(3). We set up after Jane passed away. And we desire to bring hope and to bring healing to women in their darkest times, particularly those women that are going through breast cancer. And one of the things that we realized as we were walking through Jane's cancer journey is that you can walk into a chemo room and you have women in the room that they've got it. They're wearing the pink ribbon. They are fighters. They are going to make it. They've won before they've started, you know. But then you look around the room and there are also women there that have given up before they've even taken their first infusion. And you can tell
Yeah.
they don't have great social support. You can tell they don't have hope. They can tell that they don't have anyone to look to even find it. And so what we do is we partner with hospitals and cancer clinics across the country to be able to distribute what we call gifts of hope to women that are going through really dark times in their breast cancer journey. And the goal for us is to be able to introduce them to Jane's story and to be able to say, hey, like, here's someone that you can maybe learn from, that you can look to, that you can find yourself in that story. But ultimately, we want them to find the hope that Jane had at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
so these gifts are given out, by the nurses in these cancer clinics. And what it does is it allows those women to feel really seen. It allows them to
Yeah, I
feel
love that.
special because they got a gift. But also, it's not just a meaningless gift, but it's a gift that's intentionally pushing them towards walking out their cancer journey in a similar way that Jane did. And the other side of it for us as well is that, Jane was able to get the treatments that she needed because of the generosity of a lot of people donating to a GoFundMe that we had. So what we've done as a foundation is we've set up grant programs to be able to help women get the treatments that they need, instead of the ones that they're sort of financially pushed into. Because we believe that women should be able to choose the treatments that are right for them, and that finances shouldn't be the determining factor in what direction they go. So whether it's their deductible is too high, or whether it is they want to get a treatment that's outside of the standard of care, we want to make sure that finances aren't the decision making point for them, but that we can partner with young women like Jane to be able to help them heal in the way that's best for them, instead of finances being that trigger point. And so for us, obviously as a family, we really felt like Jane's story was too powerful to let it die with her. And so being able to create a foundation that not only is able to take Jane's story and keep it alive, but being able to really inspire hope in people all over the world. I mean, you see the South African youth choir, the Masanza Youth Choir, they were able to go on America's Got Talent the year after, and they went all the way to the finals. And it's all because Jane's story was so impactful to them that they went on to do really amazing things, because Jane decided to walk on that stage and be the woman that God created her to be. And so for us, we see that there are so many more Masanza youth choirs out there in the world that have yet to be inspired and yet to be encouraged. And there are women walking through their breast cancer right now that could go on to live awesome, amazing, like long lives, and we want to make sure that we play a part in that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Sorry,
Can I speak to
Caitlin.
that also?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think what's really beautiful too is that, Jane was just a vessel that was used by God to do something that was able to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we love to share Jane's story because, well, of course we loved Jane as our sister, but the heart of Jane's story is really just the same story that all of us are a part of. And it's the redemptive love and hope of Jesus Christ. And if we're able to share that and to spread that and help people catch on to that message, like that's ultimately the greatest goal that we can achieve, is the love and the hope of Jesus at the end of the day. And we're like, it's an honor that our family is able to do that in such a special way.
So I've been loving diving into, Jane's story, and I feel like it's, as we've been talking, it's really tying into, Christ and that kind of more, just a bigger perspective. And I'd love to hear from you guys. You've seen King of Kings. I'd love to know first what you think Jane would think about her music being used in this way. And then maybe we can move on to kind of how her life connects to the different themes in King of Kings. Let's start with question one. What do you think Jane would think about her music being used in this way?
Why don't you go?
I think Jane would be ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she always, obviously, her dream was to release her music into the world, but more so in a very impactful way. Her desire was that her music would change people's hearts and help people see the good out of bad situations. And so
Yeah.
for her music to be used in King of Kings, and King of Kings is a film that highlights who Jesus was and the life of Jesus. And, we get to see the healing power of Jesus and the miracles of him and his kindness. And so, those are a lot of the things that Jane pursued to live her life in that way. And so I just think it's really beautiful. And I think she would be very excited to see that her music would be used in such a way to back the message of this film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think the other side of it too, for me, is that, Jane loved kids. She loved like
she
ministering to kids. She loved being able to do youth ministry. And I know this is not a children's film necessarily, but
Right.
it being like an animated film, I
Right.
watched it with my 4 kids. They're 8, 6, 4, and 2, 2 boys, 2 girls, and they loved it. And it was like
Good.
they were able to engage with it. They were able to talk about, like, where I was able to talk about it with them afterwards. Like, and it's really, I think Jane would be very, very proud that her music's not only being highlighted to push a film that, like adults would watch, but also a film that is going to minister hopefully to kids as well. So parents being able to take their children to see this and being able to walk away saying like, what did you learn? What did you think about that? How did you feel about this? How did you was there anything in there that you hadn't seen before? And so Jane would be really excited to be able to be part of such a unique, space for her song to live in. Particularly because of the kids element of it as well.
Yeah. That's something that I've heard just in, coworkers and things that have screened the film already, the experiences that they're having with their kids, watching this film. I'm like, that is really, really special. And for those of you at home, just a plug really quick. You can get tickets today. So get your kids, get your families. Let's go see this film. It's so impactful, so beautiful. You can go to angel.com/King of Kings, or you can tap the button below or above me. It'll be somewhere here on the screen. You can also scan the QR code on your screen and get your tickets. So we hope to see you at a theater. But we had to have a plug there for going to see it. Sorry, guys. Thanks for putting up with me. So I want to just take a minute here to acknowledge our filmmakers at MoFax Studios. Our director, writer, Jay, has worked really hard for several years to tell the story of Jesus Christ. He really believes that the relationship between Charles Dickens and his son Walter is the perfect example for families sharing Bible stories. So to all of our guests, you've gotten sneak previews of The King of Kings. But for you two, I would love if you could share maybe a favorite moment from the film with our filmmakers and audience at home tonight. And tricky, no spoilers maybe, but do you have any favorite moments from the film?
Did anything jump out with you?
I really loved this scene, but it's also one of my favorite stories in the Bible, is the moment when the Pharisees bring the adulterous woman before Jesus, and they're trying to trap him. They're trying to trick him into see what he's going to say. And, he just calmly writes something in the dirt, and then he says, yeah, if any of you are free of sin, then feel free to cast the first stone. And, you see one by one, each person just drops their stone and walks away, and the woman is forgiven. And I've always loved that story, but I love the way that the film captures it and portrays it to the audience. It was really, really beautiful. I was crying watching it, portrayed it so beautifully and in a really, really wonderful way. Mm.
Yeah, I would say, one of my favorite moments is, the raising of Lazarus. And that whole story is really one of my favorites in the book of John. But, just the whole arc of it is really, really impactful. And I thought the way that it was put together, was really well done. I think something that was fun for me watching the film was how, you take the four gospels, and you sort of have to create the story of Jesus, all the way through, and you have to choose which ones fit where and how they're going to transition and where they are. Because obviously every gospel slots them different. Some of them leave them out, some of them have them in. So being able to put them together in a really comfortable and compelling way, without departing from obviously how biblical they are, well, I thought it was great. I thought, as somebody who's read the gospels 1,000 times in my life, it was so nice to be able to see it put together. In the pacing was really well done. Sorry, I'm like, this is all inside baseball, but I love that piece of it for me, and even the way that the throwing over the tables in the temple, and how that scene was put together was well done.
Yeah, I agree.
The way that some of those are treated, and just a really well done. Mm-hmm. Well done is the word popping up to my mind. A really well done film in that way. Yeah. And it wasn't done in such a way that you had to know about you had to read the Gospels 1,000 times to know it. Mm-hmm. My oldest son I was asking him, I said, hey, like, what was your favorite part about the movie or whatever? And he goes, I didn't realize that Jesus raised his friend from the dead. I thought only he raised himself, you know? And so it was a really funny, like, it was just a funny, like, look into just even an 8-year-old's brain of like, oh,
Right.
this was a really interesting moment for him. And he didn't realize that Christ's power was also available to raise other people from the dead, not just himself, you know, like
Right.
just a very funny thing.
Yeah.
So all of that to say, those were
Yeah.
some good moments for us
Yeah.
as we were watching King of
I
Kings.
really like that you can see the film, like you can see the story of Jesus through the eyes of a child, you know.
Yeah.
Charles Dickens' son, he's experiencing these stories for the first time
Yeah.
and imagining himself there, like watching them happen.
Yeah.
I think that puts a new exciting spin on it. Like you
Mhm.
were saying, like, you know, with little Mitchell, is it was like the first time he's realizing like how amazing these stories are. And so it's a fun perspective to get to watch that in the film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. And we could talk about this all day, but I thought
I liked it. We really
I
liked
just
it.
really liked it. I
Good.
thought like even like the premise of Dickens telling the story and it being like them sort of like being a part of the story, but being pulled out of the story sometimes. Like the whole thing was
Yeah.
just really a fun. Again, the pacing was nice. All of it was great.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
I agree.
Ah!
Oh my gosh. And
She knows.
fireworks. That's how much they left
I had
it.
no idea that was going to happen, but
I'm like, does
here we are.
mine? I don't think mine does that. Sad.
Wow.
Well, I support the fireworks. So I would love to know from you guys what you think, like we as viewers can take away from both the film's message and Jane's music and legacy, you know, as people are going on their own faith journeys.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the obvious answer to it is that this isn't just a story that Charles Dickens just made up. You know, it's not just some sort of fairy tale or some sort of like, you know, like old literature or like the Iliad or the Odyssey. Like it's it's a real thing. Like these were real people doing real things. Like there were real miracles. There was an
Yeah.
actual Jesus living an actual perfect life, dying an actual death, and actually rising from the dead so that we could have life. And so just even starting there, you know, this isn't just a fun fairy tale, but like the story that's being told at its core is a true story. And if
Yeah.
the story's true, you know, it sort of demands a response from us. And, you know, and just the next layer up, like just as the story that, you know, Charles was telling to his son was impactful to his son and to himself, you know, it's
Yeah.
the same for ourselves, is that, you know, Walter, he had to reckon with the story. He saw himself in it. He was able to have an engagement with the elements of the story that he felt really convicted in. And I think that for us as well, we get to see ourselves as the sinners. We get to see ourselves as the woman caught in adultery. We get to see ourselves as the blind man who was blind from birth. We get to see ourselves as the paralytic whose friends walked him and dropped him through the roof. Like
Right.
we get to see ourselves as those who are in need of a savior, and that we get to see that savior's life playing out in front of us on the screen. So the response that we can have from it is, where does Jesus, you know, where is Jesus in our lives, and what is he to us after we walk away from it? And secondarily, sort of on the flip side of that question, is being able to see that the man that we watch on that screen, you know, Jesus, God himself, the hope of the world, was the same man that Jane found hope in and allowed her to overcome her cancer, her divorce, her relational difficulties, her crushed dreams, her sickness, her disappointments, her suffering. That same man that we're learning about and that we're seeing and that we're engaging with is the same one that she engaged with. And it was the same one that allowed her to be the woman that she was. So for us walking away in our own faith journeys, you know, reckoning with who Jesus is and the truth of that, and then also reckoning with the fact that, you know, is our hope found in our circumstances, our success, our disappointments, or our drama, or whatever it is that is causing us to look to. But God, what is God the thing that we look to? Is Jesus the hope that we
Right.
look to? Is he the one that we can actually find are just total joy and satisfaction. And so I would say those two things were some good takeaways for us.
That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. So it's my understanding that we haven't shown you the trailer yet, have we?
We
correct.
actually
We
haven't
haven't seen
seen
it.
We have not seen the trailer. We saw the film.
Oh,
I'm
you
excited
saw
to see the
the
trailer.
film? I
I
am
did.
so excited for you to see it. I watched it and just goosebumps. It's so beautiful. Like we were saying, earlier on in the stream, I think that this pairing of not only her story and kind of just everything that is Jane and the lyrics of the song paired with the message of this movie. It's such a beautiful partnership. So I'd love to show it to you guys
Yeah.
right now on this live stream.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
And then we'll come back after.
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me for just a moment.
King Arthur!
Get down from there!
One, two, three!
You are not King Arthur!
Charles, you're going to tell him a great story about forgiveness.
Can we do this without the cat?
Stop right there.
Our story begins 2,000 years ago when baby Jesus came into the world.
Wait, stop. If it's not about a king, then I'm not interested.
This story is about the King of Kings.
If you're with me, then I know that I will fly.
It has angels and wicked kings and miracles. Oh, so you want to hear the story now? Why don't we help Jesus along the way?
There's not nearly enough food here to feed all of these people.
I hope this helps.
Look! There's something out there!
Don't be afraid.
This was a miracle to some, but a threat to others.
Why don't we just turn the people against him?
Open up my eyes and see, and I'm not only wishing, dreaming.
Thank you.
Can't we help him?
Yes, but not the way you think.
Thank you, Dizzy.
It's time.
I will fly.
This is what my father wants. I'll accept it, and so should you.
You see, a true king serves his subjects.
I will fly.
If you have faith, you'll become stronger than before.
It is a great story.
Wow. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really, really beautiful.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Man.
Wow.
I just miss her. Like, I wish she was here listening to it too,
Yeah.
Such a great story.
Wow.
And being a part of, like, having her being a part of it is really meaningful for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing her with the world and allowing us to, partner with you with her on this trailer. I think that it's perfect. It's so moving. She's so talented and inspiring, and you can feel it in her voice when she sings. So thank you. Thanks for sharing her with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Wow.
Well, any other thoughts on, either the trailer or anything that you would want to share with our audience at home tonight that's watching?
I liked when in the trailer when she sings the lyrics "I'm not scared anymore" is when Peter steps out of the boat onto the water. That was so
Yeah,
cool. I
as well.
love that. It's like perfect.
It's
Yeah,
so
Wow.
perfect.
Oh, that is just so beautiful. Wow.
yeah,
Well, I'm
definitely.
glad you
Wow.
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Jane would be really proud to be a part of this, and
Mm.
being she'd just be really proud that you know her music would be part of telling the greatest story. That her story gets to be like a subplot of the greatest one, you know.
Yeah.
And this story, King of Kings, it's a timeless story, it's a true story, and it's one that has potential to change people's lives. So being able to be a part of it is awesome for us and for the viewers. Please just go see it.
Yeah.
Buy your tickets, like and
Yes.
subscribe, hit the button. We're around
We never know where the
wherever
button
Allie
is.
is. Get
Go
your
buy
tickets. Go
tickets.
buy
Get
tickets. We're
tickets.
probably gonna go see it with the
Yeah.
kids in the theater. Like we're gonna buy tickets and go see it again because it was really
So
great.
good.
Oh, I love
And
that.
it's grabbing your families and going to a matinee so you can go get some dinner afterwards and talk about
Yeah.
it. I think be clutch, and
Mm.
it's cheaper.
True. True. I love a good matinee.
Oh yeah,
Well, thank you guys again so much for joining us today. Thank you for being willing to share with our audience at home and the world, not only Jane's message, but helping us as we're trying to put this movie out there and share that message that our guild has. I mean, it's cool. The Angel Guild has said this amplifies light for us, and I
Mm.
agree. I mean, it's like we've talked about. It's one of the greatest stories there is to tell, and so thank you for partnering with us on this and helping us get that light amplifying story out into the world. Um,
yeah,
it's been a treat to meet with you guys, and I mean, I think that we spoke a lot about the light that Jane had, and you guys you guys have that too. So thank you for sharing that and continuing to, put good out into the world and sharing that light with others. That's so impactful, and
for
I'm
sure.
grateful. So thank you.
Yeah, we're
Thank
grateful
you
as
so
well.
much.
And just the shameless plug,
Do
if
it.
people want to, if people want to find out more about sharing that light into the world of breast cancer, you can
Yeah.
go to nightbirdefoundation.org and you can check it all out there. You can subscribe to our email list. You can donate. You
Yes.
can email me if you have any questions. If you have somebody who's currently going through breast cancer or cancer itself that could benefit from one of our gifts, like get on there, nominate them. We'll send one for free. We want to make sure that the light that Jane had inside of her, is given to those who are currently walking in darkness, and not just the light of Jane, but the light that burned even deeper inside of her
Mhm.
in Jesus. And so we're thankful that we have the opportunity to do it, and we'd love for people to partner with us in that.
Also, I want to say thank you to you guys, at Angel, for everything that you're doing. And, you can tell that all who are with you guys are putting out really good messages of, hope and forgiveness and light into the world. And that's something that's really needed right now. So thank you to you guys for doing that.
You guys are so wonderful. I love that I get to meet people like you. So
Mhm.
thank you. And yes, thank you to our, Angel Guild members, everybody that's watching. I mean, Angel couldn't do this without you guys. So I echo Caitlin's words. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you again, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. Um, and maybe I'll see you in a theater, that matinee, and then
Hey,
we'll
you
all
never
hit
Maybe.
up
know.
dinner right after.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
You got it.
Bye. Tonight has been so special. Thank you again to Jane's family for being willing to join us tonight. And thank you to those of you at home for joining and watching and leaving your comments and sharing your thoughts. It's been truly such a special evening. As Jane's family mentioned during tonight's show, you can help carry on Jane's legacy in many ways. One of those ways is that you can, if you're able, contribute to Jane's foundation. Just go to nightbirdefoundation.org to learn more about how you can participate in that. We also just want to remind you that tickets are officially live for purchase to see the King of Kings on April 11th. So grab your tickets to get to the theater with your kids, your family, your friends this Easter to watch the greatest story ever told. As we were talking about in this live stream, many of us have been able to screen it, and everybody that has had incredible experiences with their families and their loved ones. So I really, really hope that you're able to see this as well and to have those experiences. Um, to get your tickets, you just go to angel.com/King of Kings, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. There will also be buttons above or below me on the screen that will take you directly to where you can buy those tickets. I promise this is going to be an awesome family experience that you won't want to miss. So get your tickets, and I'll see you in a theater. I've loved having you here tonight. If you want to join us for our next King of Kings live stream, make sure you're keeping an eye out on the King of Kings social media as well as Angel's social media pages to find out when and where you can watch our next live stream. For now, though, you've had the chance to see the trailer during this live stream first, before anybody else, and now we are going to release that trailer live for everybody else to see on our YouTube channel. So after the stream, you can head over to our YouTube channel to get a link to that trailer to share with your friends and family if you feel so inclined. We appreciate your support. We are so excited for everybody to see this film. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you on the next live stream.
I moved to California in the summertime. I changed my name thinking that it would change my mind. I thought that all my problems, they would stay behind. I was a stick of dynamite and it just was a matter of time. Oh dang, oh my, now I can't hide. Said I knew myself, but I guess I lied. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. I wrote 100 pages, but I burned them all. Yeah, I burned them all. I blow through yellow lights and don't look back at all. I don't look back at all. Yeah, you can call me reckless, I'm a cannonball. I'm a cannonball. Don't know why I take the tightrope and cry when I fall. Oh dang, oh my, now I can't hide. Said I knew what I wanted, but I guess I lied. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Yeah. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.